Hello and welcome. My name is Robert Lyon. I'm here with Gino Nadarov. Today we're going to be talking about how to get ahead financially in 2024. And like really what I wanted to call this video is like how to hockey stick your finances, right? How to make a ridiculous amount of money, how to really like take your shit to the next level. Because it seems like, just as human beings, well, there's two things, right? One thing that me and Gino are learning more and more. Number one, the system is set up for you to fail, right? Everything is set up for you to fail. Like the food system is set up for you to fail. The financial system, the credit system, everything is set up to make it like you have a lot of opportunity, but it's almost like a trap. And if you can't figure out how to kick through the door or break through the ceiling or get to the next level, it's not going to happen for you, right? And then number two is that you basically need to fix your credit and get funding, right? That's literally how you're going to get to the next level. All right, what I was going to say is human beings we're naturally habitual creatures, right? We get stuck in habits and we just keep doing the same shit over and over and over and over, right? And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result, right? So those are the two main things. It's like number one, you're already starting with a disadvantage, right? The system is set up to keep you in poverty, to keep you poor, to not actually help you get ahead. Number two, we have the natural human nature is to go to the job that we hate, cry about it, keep going to the job that we hate, keep crying about it, and never escape the cycle. You know what I mean? Never actually financially get ahead.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I wanted to set the premises. But what do you think of, Gino? Like if in order to get ahead in financial 2024 financially, like what are the steps that you think you would do?
Yeah, that's a that's a good question, Robert. I think, we forget, what sometimes that, we have to think of this, system that we're in, and how it's made to kind of filter people out, right? So it's like a filtration system. So if you don't make the cut, you're not going to be the one on the in the show. You're not going to be the one that gets casted for the next movie. You're not going to be the one that's going to be the star of your own life if you don't make the cut. So if you want to become the star of your life, you want to be the lead actor. You need to start taking that into your own hands and realize that the way to get to make the cut, to be able to get through these filters that are made specifically to keep those people that are not willing to sacrifice their time and money and basically educate themselves. The uneducated will always stay below that threshold. So education is where first educate yourself before you start to make claims or start to question what you're doing. So start, if you don't know that, if you don't know what you're doing, educate yourself. And I think that's the biggest thing that I take away from last year and this year, that we're getting to realize that if you never done something, you don't know until you know. And that's what I learned from the business summit. But basically, your overall financial situation, your overall, the fact that you have a job, the fact that you have to go to work and make money for a living to pay your bills, it all comes down to this, I would call it a upside down V shape, where everything corners. Instead of you going this way, you're coming from the bottom up, right? So in order for you can't start, you can't get to the top unless you go from the bottom. So the bottom is your better. The bottom barrel of any financial entity is their overall financial credibility. Okay, and overall financial credibility goes down to your personal credit score. Okay, your
Yeah.
personal financial credibility when it comes to finances, and your ability to be able to pay debt or maintain debt and be able to make good on debt every single time, over and over and over again. And if your track record, your overall history in finances will affect your ability and where you end up in life. Literally a direct correlation from your financial track record will end up, whether you're going to be in the middle class, or whether you're going to be in the low class, or whether you're going to be in the high middle class, or you're going to be a millionaire or a multimillionaire or even a billionaire. It's all going to go back to your track record. And your track record starts with your personal credit and your ability to sustain your debt and be able to make good on your promises every single day that you do, with your promises in your life, whether it's family, friends, same with institutions. You tell them you're going to do something, you have to do it. Okay. It's like, your word is your bond is literally the phrase when it comes to finances. And if you don't maintain your finances and you have been messing up your finances over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you will never, ever, 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 ever be able to be a millionaire. Okay. Yeah. It's not going to happen. So the only way you're going to be able to give yourself a second chance, we call this a second chance at life. It's literally what it is. Your second chance of doing something bigger than yourself, doing something better, changing your current career, besides going to school and getting a job, just getting a second chance at life. It's really going back to your personal credit and removing and cleaning the negatives that you've had in the past and being able to go back and make good on those commitments. And go back and make good on those commitments once again, whether it's paying debt off, whether it's settling debt, whether it's going back and removing inquiries and late payments and things that are affecting your personal credit. That's stopping you through the financial filtration system and not allowing you to get past that that status quo which you are stuck in. So you personal credit, then having having yourself, besides having, if you don't have a job, you need to make income. So yeah, go get a job. If it's a part-time job, full-time job, get a job, get some income, pay your taxes. Okay. Your taxes, it's actually, it's like, if you don't work with the system, you're not going to be able to use the system. You have to work with the system that's provided for you. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get access to money. Okay, the banks are not going to give you money if they can't verify proof of income. Okay, just if you're paying yourself, make sure you pay your taxes. Get your taxes in order. Once you have your taxes in order, then you can go off and start a business. Get an EIN number and create a business, an entity other than yourself, and start building that business up and start building business income. Start selling services other than your job. So keep your job and do a side hustle. So now you have two incomes while you're building your credit. And eventually what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to leverage your credit as your credit gets fixed to be able to get more business credit and start growing your business credit. And then business credit is where the ocean and the sea is unlimited and unlimited funding. So, the way to get ahead in 2024 is to first off, fix your track record and go back in time. And the only way to do that is by being able to work with a credible company like ourselves to help you fix your personal credit and get you an opportunity to have a second chance at life. And that's really where it comes down to, Robert, is being able to go back to what you started, how that affected your current situation and your ability to be able to go back and do this again and really change your situation starting from scratch, And sometimes it's hard to say, oh, I got to start all over again. Well, you know what? It's better to start all over again and have an exponential growth, whether staying where you are and never getting ahead. So it's like, you're constantly in the rat race, and getting yourself ahead means being able to do multiple things at once, being able to put the work in, and being able to actually focus on what works. And we're telling you, we have that ability to do that here to help you, change your financial situation in 2024 and, do multiple things instead of just focusing on one thing, which is your current situation, whether it's your job and going to work every day and hating your life. So,
and change it up. I mean, you got to do something different. Obviously the things that we preach, we're biased, but this is what we found, right? We figured out a way to escape the rat race, to basically scale, to change your financial situation. And it's all about getting access to multiple pieces, multiple credit cards, multiple loans, get access to the bank's money, right? Because the bank's money gives you power, gives you options. It gives you the ability to leverage something other than just your own time, your own back, your own mind, right? You're actually leveraging somebody else's money. And the biggest thing is like, I think most of America has a very small money mindset, right? I keep talking to people where $2,500 is like more money than they've ever heard of in their life, right? And even if you don't have $2,500, you should still be able to say, I could make that shit this week, right? You need to have opportunities. If the only way you ever made money is like going to McDonald's or something, like you gotta find that entrepreneurial bone in your body and start flipping garage sale shit like Gary Vee, or start a podcast, or do something more productive with your time, right? It's about time management, and it's about finding ways that you can level up, right? If you really wanted to get ahead financially, the big things that I would say is obviously fix your credit, get funding with us, but also focus on the big money. If you just switch your little mindset from I'm going to fucking make like $5 an hour to how can I make like $100,000 this month? How can I be a true asset? What is something big financially that I can focus on, right? And it may not happen today, may not happen tomorrow, but if that's all you focus on and you relentlessly pursue a bigger payday, it will happen eventually. That's the beautiful thing about life, is if you consistently do something, you will get some result. It may not be the result that you want, but if you have a big goal, at least you're going towards something that's actually worth your time, right? Wholesaling, starting a business, starting a real estate business, getting into sales. Like if you just chip away and you go for the big money every single day, eventually you will strike gold, right? You will get there. If all you do is play small, if all you do is think that there's no way to make a lot of money and you've never met somebody, you need to get the fuck out of wherever town you're living in and go and see the rest of the world, because there's endless amounts of money out there. You just have to crack the code. And even if you don't have any money, start acting like you do have some fucking money, right? Like get in the mindset. Go look at houses that you can't afford. Go look at cars you can't afford, but be around people that are doing shit, and you will become somebody who is doing something with your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So. And I think what you know what you're touching on is very important. You know, being able to think bigger and go after the big money. And I think one thing I learned recently, and I would think like doing multiple things as much at the same time, and just filling up multiple cups and being able to do as much as I can was the way to go. Long term. But the thing is, like, yeah, I'm glad I did those things to learn the lessons I learned today. But having a job and having multiple streams of income while you're working is not the way to do it. You have to eventually, believe in yourself, and you have to drop that job, right? If you don't have any income, get a job. Okay. Right. There's no way around it.
Or a skill.
Yeah, get a skill that you can actually you can monetize. Sales is a great skill because you can control your income is based on your work, your ethic. If you're a hard worker and you know that you're going to be able to get ahead if you work hard at something, get into a sales company. Get into a company that you can actually control your income. But if you think that you're not that you're not that hard worker, you're kind of lazy, and you just want to make sure you can get by and have some money, just get a job, get a salary, get a hourly rate, whatever it is, get some money in the door, get that taxes paid, and then from there start thinking about how to create another stream of income, a side hustle that you may or may not be interested in, or something that you want to learn more about, that whether Robert or myself have done, or something that you want to do. Start learning more about it, becoming the expert at that, and then using that to create income on a side hustle. And another side income. And then what you need to do is, like, instead of just opening up multiple businesses, like I have while I was working, what I would do is I would go back and I would just focus on one thing that's already working for me. For me, it was real estate, and I should have focused, and I should have gone all in on real estate a long time ago, for example. And I would have quit my job maybe 5 years ago. And I would have, I wouldn't have taken that nice cushy $200,000 salary, which is, it was nice, but at the same time, I could have been exponentially growing if I did that earlier. And just basically my regret was, believing in myself earlier and taking the risk earlier and creating personal branding earlier and taking the risk earlier, instead of, being, that person that's kind of like, oh, I want to maintain this because it's easy money. But that's, that's what you have to do. And it's, consistent money is easy money, but not consistent money can be big money, like big money, thinking bigger than yourself, making more money instead of just focusing on that one paycheck every month. So, or that 2 paychecks, right? So yeah, take the risk, believe in yourself, take the risk for yourself, and then go all in on one thing.
Yeah.
Don't do multiple things unless it's passive, right? If it's passive, yes, make your money work for you, but it's active. one thing, actively focus on one thing, focus on one topic, and pour all your energy into that one thing, that one cup until it overflows. And once you start
Yeah.
generating income, then you can take that extra money and you can start distributing to other things. And then you're able to, like, do real estate, you're able to do other businesses, you're able to create more passive income, but you need to focus on one thing and overflow that one cup that was working for you, and make that thing your baby. And then from there you can actually do other things. For me, it was real estate. I should have gone into real estate earlier. I should have poured all my energy into it. I should have multiplied it. I would have had maybe twice as much property as I have right now. I did pretty well for myself, but at the same time, I was like, I know that I could have done better. And at the same time, now that I've taken that opportunity, I'm being an entrepreneur completely in the last 2 years. I've focused all my energy into building something, which we have here, it's beautiful. So now it's like we're all into this. We're going, our entire energy is to help you. The 9-to-5er, the person that's trying to get ahead of life, that's actually serious about changing their life. We're here to help you, and that's what we created with Credit Leverage X. And we within Credit Leverage X is it's our cup that's overflowing now, and we're able to do other things, and we're able to create passive income. We're able to invest in real estate. Now our cup is overflowing, and we're able to do other things within our group and our community, and that's what we're creating, and that's what's beautiful about this. And I think that's that's our baby, that's our cup. So you need to create your own cup. You need to create your own baby. You need to create or join us and start investing with us, and start learning how to invest, start learning how to do things. And that way, at least you have someone, a mentor or someone that's there for you to give you the opportunity to do something bigger than what you're doing right now. And I think that's the whole point. Is like, this can be, anybody can change their life if they really want to, and they have to take the risk. And it's hard to do that when you're working a 9-to-5 job. It's hard to do that when you're have a salary job, because you can't go into business with someone unless they're going to actually go all in with you. And it's that's really what it comes down to. So you have to be that person and take that risk upon yourself. But if you can't do it on your own, join a community, join a mentorship, get educated, and then go from there.
So many thoughts there, man. I think that was fire.
Yeah.
It's all about the things that, I wish we would have gone all in on all kinds of stuff. It's kind of like one of the ones that I was like, I wish I would have gone all in on outbound sales, because I was planning on doing it for a while, and it comes back full circle. Like real estate for you should have gone all in, and then now it's coming back, right? So you only have so many chances in life, but you do get a couple chances to do it again, right? But now, once you know the ideas, or once you have a mentor like us, we're telling you, like, if you have an idea right now that you can go all in on and take control of your financial situation, that's what it is, right? You want to be able to take complete control, but you also want to play bigger games. Like, you don't want to be selling tiny widgets unless you're going to be able to sell 1 million of these fucking widgets, right? Or whatever it is. Like, real estate's a big game. Sales is a big game for me. Like, it's just one of those things. It's kind of wild, man.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool, dude. Like, I definitely think we should open up like an outbound sales business, dude. I'm excited about it, because then we can buy real estate. What was it? I was watching some guy. He was saying, like, the reason that McDonald's and all these other giant big businesses buy the building is because it's a huge tax write-off, right? So once you start making more and more money, like buying like real estate and buying the building that your company is in is actually going to become like a tax write-off, right, for your company. So you want to start to think bigger, and you want to start to own more things. And that's why McDonald's owns all of the real estate, because they end up they buy it, and then they put a business in there that makes money, right? And then they franchise it out or whatever.
And just a pro tip, everybody, at the end of the commercial real estate is not the same as residential real estate. And the reason that is because when you're buying a commercial real estate property, you're buying essentially a business that has a cap rate and has income. And the way what determines the value of that property is actually what that property generates as far as income, not the actual property, whether someone sold a house next to you or not. It's the actual property itself, and what that property generates is what actually creates the value and how much you can sell that property for. So that's why commercial real estate is the future gold mine for myself and for others that are already doing real estate. Getting into commercial apartments and things like this is going to be the future. But this is a pro tip. Initially when you get into real estate, primary like residential properties are good, but long-term game, the game where the real game is at is in the commercial game for sure.
Yeah, more multiple doors, and I mean, as long as you can keep people in it, right? There need to be
Yeah.
more businesses. If all the businesses are going out of
Sure.
business, then it doesn't do
Yeah.
much. But if you can put a business in there or fill up the stores because you bring a lot of traffic to your area, it's
Right.
gold mine. That's pretty much what I'm good
Or
at.
or if I get a property and I basically kick everybody out and I remodel the properties and I raise the value of the rent for that
Yeah.
property, I now increase that property by 5, 10, 15%, and I can sell that property for that much more
Yeah.
because of the value of the rent going
Yeah.
up because of the cap rate. So it goes back to the cap rate, right? So
Yeah.
it's interesting, but and then this is like higher level, but essentially if you're just trying to get started, your first thing to do is really like we said, get your credit fixed, get some money under your belt, and then
Yeah.
start to focus on either something that you want to do that you can make money off of. If you don't have a job, make some income so you can actually get some funding, because at the end of the day, banks are not going to give you money if you're not making money. Okay, and that's just basically what it is. And if you don't have money, they're definitely not going to give you money if you don't have credit.
Right.
So it's like so you got to have all things. Like, yeah, if you can get some money if you have some credit, but you're not going to get the bag if you don't have income. So you got to have both, right? And then on top of that, if you have a business, you're trifecta. You got the money, you got the credit, and you got the business. And now you're like, bam, give me the bag, right? Give me the bag, the trifecta. I like that. Give me the bag. Let me take that bag with me. Let me go show you the bank, Mr. Lender. Let me show you what I can do with this money. Let me make you some money. Stop thinking about yourself. Stop being selfish, okay? Make the bank some money, and the bank's going to give you some freaking money back, right? They're going to actually give you some more money. So, think about making money for someone else first. Like when I help clients, I'm like, let me make you some money. That way you're going to want to bring me 30 other clients, right? Let me show you what I can do. Let me prove to you that I can change your life. Give us a chance. Let me prove to you, because at the end of the day, I know that I can do it because I've done it multiple times. Robert and me have helped clients fix their credit, get funding, get into passive income opportunity. We've already paved the pathway, and we're doing it every single day. And now it's like, well, it's like you should think like, well, let me prove to us or someone else how that I'm the real deal, that I'm worth the shit, that I should be, I should join your program. I should be the one that gets the funding, and let me prove to you that I actually will follow through on my word. Now I'm going to say to everybody, it's like, well, if you are not a man or woman of your word, then at the end of the day, you can go look at yourself in the mirror and really think about what you represent, and think about who are you and how do other people look at you, right? If you're doing that in finances, you're damn hell doing that in life, friends, family, then you're cheating everybody else, right? And then at the end of the day, you're just lying to yourself. So, and really look at yourself and think about who do you want to be? What do you want people to look at you at the end when you're looking every day, you go to work and you do your job, how do people look at you? Right. And it goes down to that. Like, you have to be the person that you have to be a man of your word, a woman of your word, and do the things that you say, even at work. If you tell you to do something, you should do it. Right. And that's how and if you can't keep a job, then there's something it's not the job, it's you. Okay.
For a certain while.
For a certain point, it's not the job, it's you. It's you have to be the one that, that's not, either you're not motivated enough about that job, or you don't think that job is worth your time. But at the end of the day, like, whether or not I believe that if I have a job and I said I'm going to do something, I'm going to make sure I do it, and then I can go quit my job. Otherwise I shouldn't be there in the first place, right? So what's the point of doing something if you're not going to actually keep your promises? Keep your promises to yourself, at least, if not to others.
Yeah, I agree. And like what we were talking about is like, finding like creating money isn't that hard. Like it should be pretty simple, but you got to have that little trigger on your brain, and you got to be able to look at the marketplace and be able to see there's a problem out here that people have that I can solve. And then I need to figure out how much can I charge for it. And then I need to figure out how can I turn this into a system. And then I need to figure out how can I tell more people about this so that they'll give me more money so that I can scale. Right. But there's always got to be that little entrepreneur light bulb going on in your mind, that there's problems everywhere that you could solve, that you could create an offer for, that you can basically charge money for. And then once you can charge some money for it, you can find somebody who's actually going to do the work for you, right? And then they do the fulfillment, and you turn it into a system, and you're able to actually start to take control of your money, right? That's like the very, very first step. Now, while you're taking control of your money, you probably are going to go into debt, or you're going to need to like take control of your finances, like, and like you're going to need some help figuring out how the banking systems work, right? You focus on your system, you join Credit Leverage X. We will help you set up your LLC, because if you live in America, you pretty much have to set up an LLC at this point for tax reasons, for the opportunity, right? There's parts of the world where no one is even allowed to open up a business, right? It's all like, you have to go down to the market and sell your fish or whatever. But in America, you can get an LLC, you can get a bank account, you can become your own financial entity. You can put your logo on a fucking building, or whatever you want to do. Like, you have this opportunity, take advantage of it. But get your business set up, get your credit in alignment, get your funding, because your finances are going to be like this, and then you're going to get funding. Boom. Now you have opportunity. Now you're a real fucking person. Now you can sit at the table with the big dogs and make some opportunities happen. And the worst thing that's going to happen is that you're probably going to fucking lose it all if you don't educate yourself, right? If you don't have a mentor, if you don't have a guide, if you don't have somebody who's going to show you how to take this money to the real money, life-changing money, that's what you need, in life. And that's what Credit Leverage X does. And that's why we're trying to spread the word and tell you guys what you need to do. And what you need to do is, create your money-making system, fix your fucking credit, get the maximum amounts of funding possible, get all the money you can from the banks, and then you just how to leverage it properly so that you can actually be successful,
Exactly. And just like, you fix your, you fix your credit, and then you go get the money. But they realize that, the thing is, like, if you are not handling your finances, you shouldn't be borrowing other people's money. Okay. But if you can first get coached and manage your money properly, invest your money properly, get a return on the money that you invested, and there's programs like ourselves where people are actually gonna get a lot of value for the money that they get. The money that they spend is nothing compared to the value, the life lessons, the financial training, the ability to change your mindset, to change that 9-to-5 mindset, change it to an entrepreneur mindset, start understanding credit, understanding funding, understanding taxes. This is all things that you need in life. Once you get yourself that set up, then once you go again to get the money, I promise you, you're going to be you're either going to be really scared because you got so much money and you don't know what to do with it. Or you're going to be really excited because you're going to know exactly what to do with it, and you're going to want to, go all in on something. And I think those are cool things to be in position with. But the one thing you're going to know overall is that, man, it was hard to get to this point. Just to get to the point to get money, getting access to money is hard. But then when you have the opportunity to get the money, you're like, wow, like now I gotta really, really, now it's like, man, the bank's money, I gotta take care of that money, bro. Because that money is their money. It's not your money until you actually put it to work properly. Then you get a return on your money, and then you can pay the banks back so they're happy, and then you can actually really make that stack, or that delta, right? The delta, which is which you sell whatever you do. When you sell it, or you profit, your profit is what your money is, because that money that you owe the bank, that's got to go. So your real money is this, right? But then you start to stack these little by little. You start to stack this up, and eventually you're like, wow, this is all my money without using any of my own money, and the banks are happy and you're happy. That's what it is. You gotta take care of other people's money. Okay. Right. In order to be successful, first you got to take care of your money, your finances. Then before you go and get other people's money and screw yourself over, then once you have a foundation, then you go and get other people's money, and you put that money to work in a system or something that you already proven yourself to work. And then you're able to monetize there. And then from there, you're able to go ahead and capitalize and then pay back the lenders every single time like clockwork. And guess what? Then the lenders are going to, here's more money. Take our money. Please take our money.
You're doing good stuff.
You're doing stuff. You're buying real estate. You're making money. You're paying off your debt. You're doing things that are actually, we're making money with you. And they want to give you money because they want to make money. At the end of the day, they're going to make money regardless because of the interest. Okay. But at the same time, they want to get paid back. Okay. They want to get paid back within it. And if you're able to pay them back sooner than you promised, if you're able to pay them back, give them back a little bit of interest, and then they make money with you, they're gonna want to give you more money. Sometimes for me, Robert, it's like sometimes like, hey, I was like, how soon can I pay you guys back? And they're like, well, we haven't given you the money yet. I was like, well, you're gonna get the money back in 3 months, and within 3 months, they get their money, and then like, hey, we thought you were joking. I
Yeah.
was like, no, I wasn't joking. And
Right.
they're like, oh wow, like you gave us. I mean, it's like honestly, we wish you were held longer because we can make more money. So
Yeah.
I was like, well, you're not. It's like, well, it's like, I give you guys a taste.
Right.
Now that
Sample.
you guys want more, give me some more money, and I'll give you guys another taste. So now it's like I'll give you, now you're the one that's controlling the table. Now you're the one that they want to work with. Now you're the one that they want to give money to, and they're going to give you more money. And then they're like, well, they're going to ask you, why don't you hold it a little longer?
Right.
And it's like, I was like,
We
well,
don't want it back
maybe
yet.
I'll think
Yeah.
about it. I'll think
We want
about
a
it.
little more interest.
You know,
Yeah.
make a little more interest. But like, I'll think about it. But like, why don't you guys give me the extra money and let me prove to you that I
That's a
can pay it back.
mindset shift. That's a paradigm shift right there, bro. That's
Right.
some
So
powerful
so
Gino
what I
shit right
do is
there.
I just I pay them back. I pay them back whenever I believe it's time to pay them back. And I do let them get some money. I'm the one that controls the table. I'm the one that controls the interest. I'm the one that makes the business happen. I'm the one that makes them want to work with me, because at the end of the day, I have a product that besides Credit Leverage X and being able to help people and fund
Yeah.
people, that alone. But as far as an investor, I'm a ruthless investor, and people and anybody that's giving me their money, they've always won. They've never not lost. I have anybody that anybody that says, oh, Gino Nadarov, hey, this guy is actually he's gonna get shit done. He's not gonna fucking bullshit you. He's not gonna lie to you. He's gonna make sure you get paid every single time, over and over again. And that's what really it comes down to. You have to be that person that people can rely on, that people can actually give them money and know that tomorrow they're gonna get paid. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. So if you start to think that way, start to change your mindset, start to focus on how you can actually help other people, in this case the bank, make money, and at the same time you get paid because you got to use their money for free.
Yeah.
You
Bank
can't
will
beat
be your
that.
best friend, right?
They'll be your best friend. Trust me. I love having banks to be my best friend, and I love building relationship. But I'm also I'm also not willing to pay more money to borrow money. Like I'm willing to pay money to the point where I feel like it's affordable for me, and I'm like, I'll borrow money up to 10, 15, maybe 20%, but I ain't borrowing over 15, 20% annually on any money. I don't care
That's
how much
crazy.
you want. 30 people are charging 30, 40, 50% on money, and they have these unsecured, they're 30 months, 6 months loans, and then they can't pay it back because they got weekly or daily payments, right? And these unsecured loans, they bury you. And that's why those are the loans for our really seasoned investors that can take a loan like that and flip it and monetize it and pay them back, and that's how you work with those banks. But you want to work with secure loans, secure credit cards versus unsecured credit cards. In this case, like actual business, actual bank credit cards, actual lines of credit for a person or a business. You want to get actual credit cards versus just getting a loan, unsecured loans. That you don't want to do that. You want to actually have credit that's basically backed up by your credit and your credibility, and you're able to just continue to grow your personal credit. And that's how you grow your personal credit. Yes, you grow your business, but you have to be that person that that they're willing to give you the money, and you control you basically can negotiate interest rates at that point. You can negotiate what kind of how long you get the money for. And what happens with me is usually they can't meet my criteria, and I'm not willing to take their money. So it's like then they're like, oh well, let me see what I can do. So they're going out there working their ass off to get me the money, because they know I can monetize it, and they know that at the end of the day the company's gonna win. The person that's funding me, or that's trying to sell me the funding or whatever, is going to win, because he's going to get a cut of that, and everybody's going to win. And at the end of the day, I get access to more money, and we all win. So, but you have to be able to be that person. And I think it comes down to being able to prove yourself. And like I said earlier, you have to, first fix your finances, get your credit where it needs to go, and then you can talk big. Okay. Don't come at me with talking big if you haven't done it before.
The only other little caveat is, like, the more you improve yourself, the more you improve your income, right? The more you're around the right kind of people, you're being healthy, you're educating yourself, you're learning these kind of moves. But it's so powerful what you just said, Gino, how you can, like, you basically you get the bag. Oh shit, I froze. Let's see if I come back.
It's still ticking.
Yeah, I got so you get the bag, but then you learn how to flip the bag, right? And then you get better and better and better, and the banks will give you more and more and more capital for you to work with, right? That's how you build these relationships. That's how you really level up. That's the next and everybody inside of our channels and
Yeah.
stuff to be on is like get access to the money, use the money, fuck like like doubling your money, like 10x your money. Figure out how you can really take money and use it and catapult yourself to the next success. And it's gonna like the more money that you can make and the better ideas you can make, the better your systems can be dialed in, the better your business can be, the higher you're going to be able to go, right? It's like it's just fuel to the fire that's going to take you where you want to go. So just always be working, always be trying to figure out what's going to be your what is it, your fat pitch, right? And then when you get that fat pitch, crack that bitch and fucking ask other people. If you have a good idea, if you have a good way to make money, we're open to it, right? I think in the end, me and you are just going to become like investors inside of like different companies and different businesses, right? Different real estate opportunities, or we'll just own all of our own businesses, or we'll steal your idea and we'll make our own business and say fuck you. Like there's lots of different ways, but private equity is how most people become billionaires, right? And it's just basically investing into good businesses that have a high potential to keep making a lot of money, right? And then basically having it double, and you just duplicate it and you keep going, right? Invest in real estate, life insurance, create your own corporation, but start doing private equity where you have your money go to work with good people that are doing good things that are creating good businesses, right? It's kind of an interesting way to think about it, though.
Yeah, and that's when you have multiple, you start to invest in multiple businesses, and start to scale. I think that's the next level. And then, but real estate, I think is still the safest and the most reliable hard asset that you can, that appreciates. Really, that's really what it comes down to. Honestly, whether you like it or not, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's stocks, whether it's Apple, whether it's Tesla, all these, high-end companies, like, talking about these solar companies, whether it's, for example, some of these roofing companies or whatever, they're building Home Depot, right? Like Home Depot is like, buy Home Depot stock, it goes up, right? Why does it go up? Because it's tied in with real estate. It's like tied in with real estate. Solar tied in with real estate, right? Tesla is selling these batteries for houses now, tied in with real estate, right? You're talking about these companies, Apple having these smart homes and, using your phone to turn on your lights and all this other stuff. It's tied in with real estate. Everything that they can do, the product was gonna, go up. But the thing is, they're still not, unless they're backed by real estate that appreciates, companies can, Apple might not be around in 50 years, right? Tesla may or may not be around in 20, 30 years. Like at the end of the day, kind of like what Elon Musk says, like, hey, if somebody can beat me, let them beat me, right? And I'll go away because they're better, right? And that's really, and I respect him for saying that, because at the end of the day, you should always strive to be better. And if you got a competitor like Apple, you got a competitor like Uber, you got a competitor like that you're dealing in your Tesla, then you better be on top of your game and you better be the best. Otherwise, you're gonna go out of business, because you don't have real estate backing up your Tesla. And unless you're invested in real estate, like or Bitcoin or something like that. But even Bitcoin is not backed up by real estate. Bitcoin doesn't appreciate just unless people buy it. Okay. Yeah. It's just like stocks, but real estate is the only hard asset that I know of, at least other than maybe art, right? Art maybe is one. Art appreciates, certain things appreciate. And those are the assets that you want to put your money in to store your money, because that shit's not going to go away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's like whatever you understand, right? You specifically understand real estate. So you're like, this is fucking solid. But if if you're like a tech nerd, maybe tech stocks are like you understand it. You have an edge, right? You have an edge in real estate. That's why it's such a good investment for you. But everybody has an edge in something sometimes. Not everybody. I know quite a few people that don't have an edge in shit.
Yeah.
But if you have an edge, that's gonna be your thing.
The only thing that I know that appreciates naturally, organically appreciates without you doing anything. Okay, right. I'm not talking about
if definitely for our lives, bro. They're real estate's the safest investment.
Stock and two things. Let me rephrase it. Two things. So let me say it was actually two things, and I missed one. And that's life insurance. Okay, so two things. Real estate and life insurance are the only two things that will appreciate forever.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's it. There's
If you
nothing
get
else.
a good life insurance policy.
Yeah, nothing
Maybe
else.
get a shitty
Like
one.
that's why I said whether it's a startup company, whether it's Boeing, Raytheon, Rocketdyne, all these missile defense companies, these security, they might not be around in 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Don't depend your stock money on companies that are gonna they've been around forever. Well, shit, they may or may not be around. You don't know. It's at the end of the day, it's just a company. It's just a stock. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not like you're owning the building that the Boeing is working in.
Right.
Boeing owns the building, and when Boeing loses the building, then you're going to lose the building. You're going to lose your stock. And your stock is first person is going to lose is the shareholders. They're definitely not going to lose the real estate. They're going to probably hold the real estate till the end, and then they'll sell the product. And then they'll sell the company and just cash out on the real estate. That's how it works. It's always like McDonald's. Why did they own the real estate? Right? They own the real estate because at the end of the day, McDonald's might go away.
Right.
It's like I saw the first or second McDonald's in I was over there in the area. It was like downtown, like almost near Downey area, where they had the first one closed down, but the second of McDonald's was there. It looked just like it was back in the 30s or whenever it came out. That shit looked fucking crazy, bro. Like it was like old school, and I'm like, man, they kept this thing the same way it was, and people it's almost like a museum, like an attractive, a place you can just go look at and just say, oh shit, I was at one of the first McDonald's in history. It's in LA, right? And it's freaking wild. So that's the kind of stuff that would give value to McDonald's, because that property alone is worth more than the property now. It's like an icon. And then that's what they do. That's why they do want to sustain their properties. They do want to maintain those locations, because now those locations are their cornerstones of the business.
Right. I bet most hippies in fucking California don't know McDonald's started there. They're probably freaking out now.
Yeah, and that's wild. So and that's why you got BlackRock, you got Vanguard, eating up real estate, because there's nothing else.
Everybody needs somewhere to live.
When the freaking when stock crash, when everything crashes, real estate is going to crash. Yes, real estate can and will crash again. It will. It's going to happen again. But the property, the building, unless there's an earthquake or there's a tsunami or there's some kind of catastrophic event to wipe out all the buildings for some reason, and then but then you're backed up by insurance. So as long as you have insurance, good insurance. Which is something that I need to work on myself now. I got to go make sure I got good insurance with, like, in LA, especially with earthquakes and everything. You always want to make sure you got good insurance and you're covered just in case something goes back. But it goes back to what? Insurance, right? So really, it goes back to besides real estate insurance, and I would say the most powerful insurance is not real estate, but life insurance is the one that would really is what essentially everything goes back to, and how these elite, top 1% are maintaining their wealth.
Yeah. I think we explained everything, man. We literally started the call telling people, like, get a job, get the income, create the system, fix your credit, get the funding, buy some fucking real estate, buy some life insurance, right? Yeah. That's literally the journey me and Gino are on. That's like the message me and you are trying to tell, is like, this is a clear path to wealth, right? To financial excellence, to not having to work for your money for the rest of your life, but learning how to make your money work for you wisely, so you don't fuck yourself over. But I think that was pretty solid. Any other last thoughts?
Money. Yeah, that's it. Just take care of your money first, then take care of other people's money, the bank's money, and then you'll be able to successfully win every single time, and pay and keep your word and keep your promises to yourself. That's all.
Easier said than done. But you should do that. Like, it comes back to confidence too, because like if you tell yourself you're going to do something every day, and then you do that fucking thing every day, and you get better and better and better, that's how you become Michael Jordan or Stephen Curry, and you do something, right? You commit to something, and then you're a man of your word, which is rare nowadays. You think it was not, but it is. Everybody wants to hide in their hole and look at their phone. They don't want to fucking talk to real people or fight real stuff.
And then people get mad at me. Hey, Gino, you never want to hang out. You never want to hang out and party. I was like, well, shit, I'm keeping my promises to myself.
Right. That's more important. But,
that's more important. I'm over here working till 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And I'm working when I say, like, meeting people, networking, talking
Yeah.
business, making connections, taking us to the next level. Like this is what
Mhm.
it's about for me. Every moment of my day, the moment I wake up from bed to the moment I go to sleep, I am doing what I have promised myself.
Yeah. Making the life that you want to live, and making the
Exactly.
world a better place, right? Or a more
Exactly.
genius
And
place.
and hopefully some of this, kind of will like, get, some of my trains and your trains and your your energy, and kind of this, get people can get a little bit of it and they can change their life. That's the point of this. And I think we are doing it. We're doing it for ourselves. We're already doing it. You can either join us or you can, go do it on your own, whatever you want, but we're doing it. And you're welcome to jump on our lifeboat, or what,
Got to
or
leverage X Express, right?
yeah, in the express lane, and you take on, oh no, Noah's Ark. You go on the ark, and then the flood is coming. Are you gonna get on the boat or not?
Right.
Like, are you gonna get on the boat? Because the animals, I'm taking, 2 dogs, 2 cats. I'm taking the horses and the camels and everything. I'm taking 2 of each to make sure that this shit's about that we survive. Essentially.
Imagine if we told like people in third world countries, like, dude, if you just join our program, like, we're gonna fix your credit and get you like $100,000. Like, they would freak the fuck out. So I don't know what's up
We can help now. And now we're now. I think today, I told you earlier, we have that. We have
make them apply for something.
We cracked that. New American coming to the U.S. and can now get funding. So that's the next level stuff. So if people coming from, hey, you want to come to the U.S.? Come.
Yeah, we'll get you funded.
We'll get you funded. You can start to change you can start living a better life in the U.S. Versus what you're doing right now. So. And all you need to do is just get yourself here, get yourself a Social Security card, get a green card, and we can help you.
Yeah, that's a crazy offer. Now we got to get some people in the government
worldwide
join the team. Yeah,
yeah.
You still got to come to America. Once you're here, we'll get you some money.
Well, next level is we're taking care of the Americans right now. Let's take care of all the Americans. We have our over 300 million people that need to either change their life or that need to do this for themselves. And then after that, there's over 7 billion people or 8 billion people in the world that can definitely change their life as well. I think at least even if I say 0.01% of those people, 0.001% of those people see the light, they'll definitely they'll definitely change their life. So then they're gonna be happy that they did.
Let's do it. All right, guys, like, subscribe, join Credit Leverage X if you're ready to change your lives. I hope that helped somebody out there get some nuggets and get financially ahead in 2024. Peace.
Yeah.